What's up guys? So initially I wanted this video to be super formal and like a tutorial format kind of thing, but we ran into a lot of installation issues, and it wasn't because of the quality of the lights, it wasn't because I bought it on eBay or anything, but it's because of the way we decided to wire the turn signal lights. So I'm going to go ahead and explain that to you guys right now. If you guys take a look here, if your car came with this OEM, right, you know that you're going to have a switch inside of the cabin. So there's two ways we can wire the turn signal light. We can wire it to the headlight for the DRLs, or we could wire it to these fog lights right here. I wanted to wire them to the fog lights, that way I could have the simplicity of just controlling a switch, and I can control this and this simultaneously. It actually worked on this side. We tested it, worked perfectly, so we went ahead and did it on this side as well. But something strange happened. As soon as I turned on the power, all the lights went dead. None of the fog lights or the turn signals would work except for the orange LEDs. So we were pretty bummed. We checked every single fuse in the car. So the fuses over here inside of the hood, and the fuses under the steering wheel, which I'll show you right now. And we tested all of them. None of them blew, which is the strange part. So we literally plucked out every fuse, tested them, they were all good. So we were pretty baffled as to why none of the lights were working. We started researching and watching some videos, and we found out that these little LED lights right here, these are not factory installed, they're dealer installed. So you go to the dealership, and the dealership actually installs these at the dealership. So they don't have a fuse for this on the fuse box, and that's what we were looking for. The fuse box diagram actually mentions that there's a left fog light and right fog light, but they don't have the fuses there. Okay, this fuse has an inline fuse, and I'll go ahead and show you guys that right now. Alright, so this is where you're going to want to look. This is the switch right here. This switch right here. Some of you guys might have this, some of you guys might have it over here. But regardless, this is where mine's at. It has like a little red LED. I don't know if you guys can see that right now. It has a little red LED that turns on when it works. And that wasn't working when I turned on the car after installing both of the lights. So I thought we should check all the fuses down here under the steering wheel. None of them were bad. So we started fishing around in here. We looked at where the LEDs, the switch is located at. We followed the wires to the switch, and it brings us to this little box right here. I don't know if you guys can see this box right here. Let me get it open for you guys. Okay, so in this box you have an inline fuse. We put a 20 amp fuse in here just to see if it'll work, and it actually worked. Okay, there was a 5 amp fuse in here and it was blown. So that means that the DRLs or the fog lights, the LED fog lights plus the turn signals are drawing too much power, and they're blowing this fuse. What we're going to do is get a multimeter, which we have down there, and put it in place of this fuse and see how much power exactly these are pulling, and then from there we're going to get the appropriate fuse. So I just thought I would share that to you guys. If you guys do have a turn signal setup like this, if you guys do have LEDs and you want to wire them together, you're going to have to upgrade the fuse inside of there. So that way you don't short out your LEDs. The rest of the video is going to be like the casual tutorial type deal. I'm going to show you exactly how I wired it, exactly how it looked like when it was working, and then I'll show you exactly where everything went wrong. So thank you guys for watching. Here's the rest of the video. So when you unbox these, you're going to notice that these are freaking huge, right? They're freaking massive. I actually thought that I ordered the wrong lights for the wrong car, but when I measured them up to the FRS and the OEM turn signals, they actually measured up pretty nice. So that was a big weight off my back. Looks like we're not going to have any fitment issues. One of my favorite things about this light is the black housing and the LEDs. That just looks so sick. Also these little LED bars or turn signal bars, they look really nice. They look very futuristic. I love the black housing, as I mentioned before. Back here we do have a ballast to support the LEDs. The nice thing about this kit is that they include a 3M strip already on the back, so you can just readily just slap it onto the bumper, not have to worry about tying it in somewhere and having it dangle its way around the bumper. we are going to have to wire it in. And the nice thing about this kit is that it gives you these little pinch clips for the wires. So it saves you time from going to the store and buying these, or doing a hack job and wrapping those wires to make a solid connection. The only bad thing about this kit is that they literally do not give you any instructions. So if you are a first time working on your car, you may not know what to do with these wires. You may have to go on the internet and look at some examples. Hopefully this video helps you out. Once you disconnect the bumper, you're going to notice that you're going to have to disconnect these little connectors right here. These are for the turn signal and the LED bar. Go ahead and disconnect those. You're going to also have to disconnect your side marker. Once you do that, go ahead and disconnect the battery just in case. You're not going to shock yourself, but you don't want to burn up any wires or make a short anywhere, and that'll cause you problems down the line. So just to be safe, disconnect the battery. Alright, so first steps first, you're going to have to unbolt the turning signal light from the back. This is going to take a 10mm wrench, and once you break it, you can pretty much screw it off very easily. It doesn't take much effort at all. So once you go ahead and break it, you just unbolt it with your hands. Just makes it a lot faster. Or if you have an impact gun and you're lazy, you can just do it that way. But one thing you'll notice is that if you try to push out the light, it won't be able to move, simply because you have the garnish here. Okay, the way you remove the garnish is with these little clips right here. So you're gonna have to push these in and pull from the other side to be able to get this out. So I'll go ahead and show you what that looks like. So as you're pushing these clips in, you gotta pull from the other side. As you can see my finger, here, this is what it looks like. So you gotta pull from the other side as you're pushing the tabs in. So pull, make sure you don't break any of these clips. It's very important that you don't, and that you're careful. Where is my flathead? So as you're doing this last third one, you're gonna need a flathead. You push it through and you pull, and everything should pop out. Over here. Everything should pop out. Every cable is your LED. You just push through, and voila, that's how you take this out. Okay, so our next step is to grab our turn signal light, grab all of the wires that are in the back, and shove it through this little hole back here. It should look something like this. I'm going to go ahead and feed those through, feed the ballast. Once everything's in, you can just align the screws and pop this sucker in, and that's it. All you gotta do is bolt it up from the back with those 10mm nuts, and this thing is pretty much set in. Okay, so once you have your turn signal light in, you're going to go ahead and grab this with the LED bar. You're going to feed this cable through here. You're gonna start from the top. You have to line up the holes from the top, and I'll show you guys in just a second what that means. And then from there, you're going to work your way in and pop them in one by one until you get to the very last one over here in the lower left corner. So let me show you what that looks like on the other side. Okay, so it looks like all of our tabs are in place and we are ready to go. So now we're gonna get to the wiring part of the turn signal lights. If you pay attention up here, you're gonna have two wires coming out. These are for the halo bar or the halo light on top of the turn signal. We're gonna need to find a hot wire to tap into for red, and then for black we're gonna need to find a ground to tap into. We have two options as to where we can tap into. We can tap into the headlight, or if you have the LED OEM bar at the bottom of the garnish, because you drive a 2014 and up, you can tap into this as well. One of the benefits of tapping into here is that if you tap into here and you're trying to take your bumper off, it's going to be very simple, very easy, and very clean. If you tap into the headlight, you're going to have these wires running up to the headlight, and it's just going to be a whole mess when you're trying to take off your bumper. So our next step here is to cut this little tubing about an inch up, and then we're going to cut the wire out, tap in here, solder it, put some heat shrink tubing on it, and we should be good. I know it sounds easy, but just watch, it's a little tricky. Just to have a closer look, this is what it should look like when you're done. Okay, so this is the OEM power right here, the OEM LED bar on the bottom. And this is the LED bar at the top from the turn signal. These two are spliced in and soldered in, and now they are in one connector. Same thing for the grounds. This is the ground up top. You are going to have to trim the wire a little bit so that way there's nothing hanging under, but this is what your end product should look like. It should work after this. So let's go ahead and see if it works. Okay, so that aspect works. Now let's go ahead and turn it on and see if the LED bar works. Alright guys, so unfortunately that's gonna be it for this video. Yeah, we got all the LEDs to work except for these right here, those ones down there. We got everything to work except for those. Reason being, if you paid attention to the beginning of the video, you'll know that we shorted them out. Once you short out LEDs, that is it. You can't bring them back. I do have a guy on the forums who says that when he gets back from vacation, he's willing to ship me his. So appreciate you, dude. So that means there's going to be an update video in case you guys are running this setup. I'll be able to come up with a solution and show you guys exactly how to solve this. But one thing I do want to say before I close this video out, there is one person that helped me out throughout this whole process and throughout this whole car even. Without him, this car wouldn't be anything of what it is today. I think a lot of you guys have met him already. Last time I uploaded a video, I think we had like 690 subscribers, 700, and now we're at 830, so that's freaking ridiculous. Thank you guys so much for joining the channel. I appreciate you guys giving this a chance. But yeah, so that person is my dad. So I want all of you guys to meet my dad. Here he is. Let's surprise him because he's kind of a shy guy. So here's my dad. Say hi, Dad.
Again?
Yes, again. I gotta shoot this thing over and over until I like it. So yeah, that's my dad. He's the one that inspired me for this car. He is the reason why I'm into motorsports. He is the reason that I am the way that I am. So yeah, I love you, Dad. I know you're gonna watch this later. I love you. You're awesome. Thank you so much for helping me with everything and teaching me all this stuff. But yeah, thank you guys again for sticking with the channel. Thank you guys who are new. I look forward to uploading more content and providing you guys a solution to this. So I hope you guys are kicking ass in life, doing the work that you need to do to advance. And as always, stay blessed. Peace.